In the vast silence of space, amid the glow of billions of stars, lies a hidden truth, one so profound, so unsettling, that it reshapes everything we thought we knew about reality. This truth is not written in starlight or in the language of atoms, but in the missing weight of galaxies and the invisible pull of gravity. For all the majesty of the night sky, what we see is not the full story. The luminous universe, the stars, the planets, the gas clouds, the brilliant galaxies, is just a surface layer, a veil of light draped across a much deeper and darker truth. Beneath that veil lies something immense, something that outweighs everything we can touch or see. It does not shine. It does not reflect. It does not speak in light. And yet, it is there, silent, unyielding, dominant. This is dark matter, a name that captures both our ignorance and our awe. It is not simply unseen. It is unknown. It began with a question that no one could answer. In the 1930s, Swiss astronomer Fritz Zwicky studied the Coma Cluster, a massive gathering of galaxies bound together by gravity, or so it seemed. But when he calculated the total mass based on the motion of the galaxies, he found something troubling. The visible matter accounted for only a fraction of the gravitational pull required to hold the cluster together. The galaxies were moving so fast that, without extra mass, they should have drifted apart like leaves in the wind. Zwicky proposed the existence of something invisible, some form of dark matter, that must be present to explain the missing mass. But the idea was too radical, too intangible. His peers largely dismissed it, believing either his measurements were flawed or his theory too speculative. And for decades, the mystery slumbered at the edge of astronomy, a quiet anomaly, a whisper in the data. Then came Vera Rubin. Working in the 1970s, Rubin was not seeking revolution, only clarity. She studied spiral galaxies, measuring how stars rotate around their centers. What she expected, according to Newtonian physics, was that stars farther from the center would orbit more slowly, just as planets in our solar system do. But that wasn't what she found. Stars at the outer edges of galaxies were orbiting just as fast as those near the center. Something unseen was exerting extra gravitational pull, holding the galaxies together. Rubin's data was clear, consistent, and monumental. It confirmed that most of a galaxy's mass is not in its stars or gas, but in an unseen halo surrounding it. Rubin didn't just provide evidence for dark matter. She gave it credibility. Suddenly, the invisible had weight. The cosmos, we realized, was built on something we could not see. With this revelation came a question of cosmic scale. If dark matter surrounded galaxies, could it also shape the structure of the universe itself? Astronomers began to notice patterns in the way galaxies were distributed. They weren't scattered randomly. Instead, they formed intricate networks, filaments of galaxies stretching across hundreds of millions of light years, intersecting at dense nodes, surrounding vast, empty voids. It was a structure so immense, so detailed, that it resembled a neural network or a web spun across the heavens. This was the cosmic web, and simulations showed that it could not have formed from ordinary matter alone. The gravitational seeds needed to create such complexity, such speed and scale of formation, required something more massive, something invisible. Dark matter became the unseen skeleton of the cosmos. The galaxies, like bright lanterns, merely illuminated the outlines of this greater, invisible structure. In this view, we are not central characters in the cosmic story. We are particles caught in the gravity of a much deeper, hidden reality. Though dark matter cannot be seen directly, it can be mapped by its influence. Like wind made visible by the swaying of trees, dark matter reveals itself by the way it bends light. Einstein's theory of general relativity taught us that massive objects warp the fabric of space-time, causing light to curve as it passes by. This phenomenon, known as gravitational lensing, has become one of the most powerful tools for detecting dark matter. When astronomers observe distant galaxies, they sometimes see them stretched, smeared, or distorted by the gravity of unseen mass in the foreground. By carefully measuring these distortions, they can reconstruct the distribution of mass, even if that mass is completely invisible. The bullet cluster provided one of the most dramatic confirmations. Two galaxy clusters had collided. The hot gas, comprising most of the normal matter, was slowed by friction invisible in X-rays. But gravitational lensing revealed that the majority of the mass had passed straight through, unaffected. This was dark matter, moving like a shadow between the galaxies, invisible but undeniable. Through these techniques, we have created maps of the invisible, ghostly cartographies that show the weight of what cannot be seen. If we know where dark matter is, the next question is, what is it? For decades, physicists have speculated that dark matter is composed of a new kind of particle, a relic from the Big Bang, still floating through the cosmos. The most famous candidates are WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles. These would be heavy, stable, and interact with normal matter only through gravity and the weak nuclear force. To find them, scientists built detectors deep underground, beneath mountains, inside old mines, shielded from cosmic radiation and noise. Inside these quiet chambers, tanks of supercooled liquid xenon wait in absolute stillness. A single interaction, a single flash, could be a signal from the dark. But the detectors remain quiet. As technology improves, the silence becomes more profound. Each year of null results narrows the possibilities, ruling out whole ranges of particle masses and interaction strengths. It is science by subtraction. Other theories rise in the gaps. Perhaps dark matter is made of axions, light, ghost-like particles that could solve other unsolved problems in physics. Perhaps it is part of an entire dark sector, a hidden mirror world with its own forces and particles. Or perhaps our understanding of gravity itself is flawed, that at large scales, gravity behaves in ways our current equations cannot describe. Each theory opens new doors. Each experiment is a step through the unknown. To understand dark matter's role in the universe, we must return to the beginning, to the moment when time and space themselves came into being. The Big Bang was not just an explosion, it was a birth. The birth of energy, matter, space, and time. And from that singularity came structure. Tiny fluctuations in density, quantum ripples that became the seeds of galaxies. The cosmic microwave background, radiation still echoing from 13.8 billion years ago, holds a snapshot of this moment. When we observe this faint glow, we see not uniformity, but subtle variations in temperature and density. And these variations match perfectly with a universe shaped by dark matter. Simulations without dark matter fail. They produce a universe that remains formless, with no galaxies, no stars, no planets. But when dark matter is added, gravity takes hold. Matter clumps. Structure emerges. The story begins. In this way, dark matter is not a footnote in the cosmic narrative. It is the ink in which the story is written. For all we've learned, the truth remains out of reach. We have mapped its shape. We have felt its pull. But we do not know what dark matter truly is. It may be the most fundamental mystery of modern science, a problem that bridges cosmology, particle physics, quantum theory, and gravity. Every failed experiment forces us to revise our expectations. Every new observation adds nuance to the unknown.